Hi, I'm Lara, and in this video I will show you how to download data from Empath and import it in R and RStudio. So the first step is, if you start from the Empath website, is to click on Export. And here I will select the interactions that I want to download, so it's these three. And then I will select to download both the basic data and the metadata. This step is very important in R because R will need the metadata to load the basic data. So make sure you do this, and then you also need to check the export version of 1.1 or higher if it is available. So make sure the version is at least 1.1, and then once this is done, you can click on Export Data. So we'll save our data, and you will see that it downloads as a zipped file, so we will need to extract it first. So we'll click on Extract, and then we have this folder called Export, and inside we have our basic data and our metadata. So we will load this basic data into R. So let's first open RStudio. And in order to do this, we need to look at a few things first. First of all is our working directory. So the working directory is where R will look for your files. So it's important that it knows where to look. So first of all, I will check what is my current working directory. So I can do this with get working directory or get wd, and we don't need to specify any arguments. So our working directory is my documents folder. And if you saw, I downloaded my data into my downloads folder, and it is inside this export folder. So R will not find my data if I use this. Then I'm going to change my working directory to this export folder. I can do this with set working directory, set wd. And important to quote the path. So I can run this with Control Enter if I'm writing on a script. And now if you can see here, this is our working directory. So it's the export folder. Once this is done, we will need to install the package. We can do this with install.packages. As you can see, R auto completes it for me, so let's click on Enter. And now we just type the name of the package, which is empath and then R, mpathr. Okay. So it's installed, and then once it's installed, we need to load it so that we can use the functions. So we can load it with library. So we can click on Control Enter, and now it's loaded. The next step is to load the data, and I will show you the function that I use, which is read empath, and it asks us for a file and a metadata. The file is a string with the path to the empath file, and then the metadata a string with the path to the metadata file. So it's asking us for the paths, so that's what we will give. And I will just load my data into a variable called data. So we will type read empath, and we will need to specify the file and the metadata file. First, for the file, it's called basic v1.1.csv, and then the metadata, it's called. So I will click on Control Enter, and now we have a data variable. It's a data frame, and we can click on it to look at it, to view it. So this is the data that we collected using empath, and that's all for the video. We already loaded the data, and once you have done this, you may want to pre-process this data and to analyze it. So we made a guide to walk you through the different steps in this process and go through some typical pre-processing of ESM data using R. And you can find the link to this guide below this video. So this is all. Thank you for watching, and I hope this guide was helpful.